What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Caleb Plant versus Anthony Dirrell, and this is going to be a 12-rounder for the WBC Super-Middleweight World Title Eliminator, and this fight is going to be Saturday, October 15th, from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and this fight is going to be broadcasted on Fox Pay-Per-View. And to get into both fighters' resumes, Caleb Plant, fighting out of the United States, holds a record of 21 wins with 1 defeat and 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked number 8 by BoxRec in the super middleweight division, and he's also the former IBF super middleweight world champion. And to get into his defeat and some of his best wins, his one defeat came in his last fight, which was almost last year, when he fought Canelo Alvarez. He put up a valiant effort considering he wasn't that experienced at the top tier level, but then he was stopped in the 11th round. But to list some of his best victories, he defeated Jose Uzcategui by unanimous decision. He stopped Vincent Feigenbutz late in the fight, and he was also able to get a unanimous decision victory over Caleb Truax. But to get into his opponent's resume, Anthony Dirrell, also fighting out of the United States, holds a record of 34 wins with 2 defeats and 2 draws, with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked number 28 by BoxRec in the super middleweight division, and he's also a former 2-time WBC Super-Middleweight World Champion. To list all the blemishes on his record, he has a majority decision defeat to Badu Jack, a knockout loss to David Benavidez, a split decision draw against Sakio Bika, and a split decision draw recently against Kyron Davis. But to get into some of his best wins, he defeated Sakio Bika by unanimous decision in their rematch. He also defeated Marco Antonio Rubio by unanimous decision. He stopped Caleb Truax in 1 round, defeated Avni Yildirim by technical split decision, and he's coming off a very solid 4th round knockout win over Marcos Hernandez. So in my opinion, this fight is pretty easy to predict, honestly. I mean, a lot of people are hyping it up as like a really, really good fight, despite it being a very solid fight between 2 names. Like Dirrell, obviously 2-time champion. He's a big name in the super middleweight division. He's been a top-tier fighter for years, but now I think Father Time is really getting to him. He's getting older. He's 37 years old, I believe so, maybe a bit older. I think he might be turning 38. I think like in the next few days or even tomorrow, based on when this video does come out. But yeah, I mean, Anthony Dirrell, like I said, he used to be really a top dog at 168. Now he got stopped a few years ago by David Benavidez. Then yeah, he had that draw with Kyron Davis where it was not an impressive outing for him at all because Davis isn't really that great of a fighter. And yeah, I mean, really, Anthony Dirrell, he's just, like I said, I mean, he's just getting older. I mean, that's just what happens with every fighter. And he's been talking a lot of smack to Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant's been talking a lot of smack to him. Both of them have bad blood with each other. But I just think that Caleb Plant is obviously much younger, much better of a technician in this stage of both their careers. Like, maybe if this fight was years ago, really, Dirrell would have had a great chance of winning, and it could have been a 50-50, but, I mean, now Caleb Plant, even though he's coming off a loss where, I mean, I'm sure his confidence is way down low, because he was, like, really thought he was going to win that fight with Canelo Alvarez, and then he got, obviously, stopped late in brutal fashion, but still, I mean, Canelo Alvarez, one of the best in the world, and, I mean, really, Caleb Plant should have no shame in losing to Anthony Dirrell. And despite me thinking that Caleb Plant's going to win this fight pretty easily, I mean, I really hope that Dirrell gets the job done, even though if I am picking Caleb Plant to win, and even if I get it wrong and Dirrell wins, I would hope that happens because Caleb Plant, I'm going to be 100% honest, from seeing how he acts and how he portrays himself around at press conferences, at so-and-so, wherever. I mean, he just doesn't seem like a likable guy. And I mean, really, he's just sort of an annoying fighter when I see him at press conferences, how he acts. So, I mean, really, I'm really hoping for Anthony Dirrell to win. He also has a great story. He survived, I believe, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2006, and he still went on to win world titles. I mean, really, I hope he gets the job done in this one, but I just think he's too old, and I think that Caleb Plant is just a much better technician in the ring. a much better boxer, and I think he'll just be outboxing Anthony Dirrell in this fight. And Dirrell talked about it today today was when the press conference was, based on when I was recording this video. So at the final press conference, Dirrell was talking about how he hopes that Caleb Plant doesn't run around the ring, and I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to have the exact same performance how when he fought Caleb Truax, when he fought Vincent Feigenbutz, how he's just going to circle around him, jab him, just outwork him, and just to break this fight down round by round. I mean, I really think that's exactly what's going to happen in every single round. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. Caleb Plant's going to be just dancing around the ring, jabbing, firing off that right hand occasionally, whilst Anthony Dirrell is going to be coming forward, trying to, I guess you could say, be technical with his shots. I don't think he's just going to come forward like a Mexican-style fighter, just sticking his chin out there, throwing shots like that. I think he's just going to attempt to just be the, I guess you could say, dictator of the pace in this fight, but I just don't think it's going to work. I don't think he's going to be able to outwork Caleb Plant, and really I think the only way for him to win is to outwork Caleb Plant, and I don't think it's going to happen, and I think that Caleb Plant has a very solid chin. Even though he got knocked out in his last fight, still it was against Canelo. 1 and 2, he was taking a lot of big shots from Canelo, so I don't think that Anthony Dirrell, despite him coming off a very solid knockout win, I don't think he's going to stop or really just brutally knock out Caleb Plant with one punch. So yeah, I think that throughout this entire fight, Caleb Plant will just be outworking Anthony Dirrell. And yeah, I see this fight going all 12 rounds, to be 100% honest. I don't think that Caleb Plant's going to just go out of nowhere trying to throw a bunch of shots, trying to stop Anthony Dirrell, trying to stray from the game plan. I mean, he's a fighter that sticks to the game plan primarily throughout every single fight he's had. So I think he's just going to stick to that boxing game plan and just outbox, outwork, outland Anthony Dirrell and just outclass him and get a pretty wide unanimous decision victory. And I think that, like I just said, like I said earlier, every single round is going to be the same, with Plant being the one on the outside, maybe occasionally coming forward with some bursts of offense, throwing like 1-2-3s, throwing obviously some uppercuts through the guard, like really just trying to stray the defense of Dirrell, trying to break through the guard. But I think that Dirrell will, being that he's a veteran, I think he's just going to stay composed. I think he'll be able to take Caleb Plant's power. I don't think that Plant's really going to stun Dirrell that much in this fight. And yeah, I think that despite Dirrell being a very solid veteran, I just think obviously he's too old, and I think that Caleb Plant is going to get the job done, just outboxing, outclassing, and outworking Dirrell. So if you're predicting this fight, comment down below who you think is going to win. Depending obviously on either guy you think will win, comment down below like the exact method of victory you think. So yeah, I think that Caleb Plant will win this fight by pretty wide unanimous decision. I think that the judges will come out with scorecards such as like 119, 109, 118, 110, like stuff around there, like only a few rounds going to Anthony Dirrell, like 1 to 2 rounds. Like in those rounds could be rounds like early on in the fight where Caleb Plant sort of is taking a little break, really figuring out where he could land shots. Like I don't think it's going to be a significant round for Anthony Dirrell in any of the rounds that he wins. I think that Caleb Plant will primarily be dictating the pace throughout the fight, and Dirrell might be able to get a round or two based on like Caleb Plant being inactive or something like that. But nonetheless, Caleb Plant should be able to get a wide unanimous decision victory. So overall, I believe that Anthony Dirrell will lose for the 3rd time in this fight, and I think that Caleb Plant will get a pretty solid win, and I think that he will win the WBC Super-Middleweight World Title Eliminator in dominant fashion. And I think that the judges will score this bout 119, 109, and 118, 110, somewhere around there, all for Caleb Plant. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.